Another biggie with these is this seal. What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Life of a Jobbing Plumber. That's like catchphrase now, isn't it? The usual intro. It needs changing. Any recommendations? In this episode I've got a day of jobbing about mostly boiler services, so we're going to be showing you little snippets of each boiler, working on different boilers, doing different things. You're not going to see everything off a boiler service on one certain boiler. It's going to be different models, I hope. Hopefully you'll learn something, and most importantly we're going to be telling you how much I charge for this, so you can, so an average day, definitely an average winter day in regards to servicing, of how much you can make in a day. Today I only got started at 9 because I've just had to do the school run, and I'll be finishing at 4:30 when I have to do after school club pickup. Some of you won't have that, some of you will be able to fit extra jobs in, but unfortunately that's the way it is when you're a parent. You just have to make do. So let's get straight over to the first one before I get any later. So as I said, this is going to be part of a jobbing day. How much can a plumber earn in a day? More or less just boiler servicing. This one is a Basin Platinum. It's one of my installs. It's approximately 9 years old now, but I checked the book and I only recharged this last in 2021. It needs redoing now, but a handy little tip on the back is you can't do this on the 40 kilowatt because the heat exchange is too big, but to get access to the Schrader valve you literally just pull out the rate. This is a water trap for any rainwater that comes down the air supply, and that goes down to the condensate trap, but if you slide that out of the way you can get access down there. So yeah, just drain this out and recharge this first before everything gets red hot. I've looked after this one every single year. Last year cleaned the heat exchanger. What's this year we're recharging the vessel. What I tend to do is alternate things because the vessel doesn't need recharging every year. The heat exchanger doesn't need cleaning every year, so I just tend to swap things every other year, like an intermittent service, full service, like you do on a car. That way I'm not here any real extra time and it doesn't cost the customer anymore, it's just the same price. So this one, unless I find anything faulty with it, it's going to be 70 quid. No VAT because I'm not VAT registered. This is a pain to get leak detection fluid on it, so if you spray it on your finger and then wipe it over the top, it's the best way to do it. I don't know who wired that plug up, but that one's noting down. So to put this into service mode now, I've repressurised it. Both your temperature dials down to minimum, then 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Might not have done that fast enough. If not. There we go, that's minimum mode, and then that is maximum mode. 8.7 on max, plus or minus 0.2. Minimum 8.4 plus or minus 0.2. So that maximum showing 9.1, so we need to drop that down. 2.5 mil Allen key on the gas valve, and we're going to be going clockwise to lower that CO2. Just do a little bit at a time and then wait for it to adjust on the analyzer. Now I'm going to do a gas rate whilst I'm waiting for this. I'll show you how to do one of them, and how I do one of them on the next job, because it's just service after service after service. I'll just show you little snippets of each job. See now that's just dropping down, 9.0, a little bit more. Just do a little bit at a time. We are within tolerance now at 8.9, but I will just have a little bit more TV and try and get it to that 8.7 that they want. 8.8. going in the right direction. Then we'll do our minimum rate. Right, 8.4 plus or minus 0.2. You need to remove this cap off the gas valve. It's 4 mil Allen key. And then it works the opposite way around. So to increase the CO2, we're going clockwise. To decrease it, anti-clockwise, the opposite way around to the max. I'll not do anything with that yet until this settles down. I've just been telling you the wrong way around. To increase CO2 on minimum, it's clockwise. But yeah, 8.4, 0 parts per million. Perfecto. And finally, to come out of service mode, you just turn the hot water temperature down. I always put marks on where the customers had them, so I don't forget when I'm putting them back together. I did recheck the maximum rate, but I didn't show that because I've just shown you how to do the maximum rate. So yeah, max, min, and then double check max again in case it's drifted out. And job number 2 is another boiler service. I think this is one of my installs as well. Another back platinum, so it's basically going to be deja vu. However, last year I didn't clean out the heat exchanger on this, and it's probably now due, so we'll show you that side of things instead on this one. Don't forget your safe isolation. I've done a video on that if you don't know the procedure for that. Didn't take long, did it? But you can see now it's just about ready for a washout. The electrodes are definitely ready for a clean and a bend back. That should be a £1 coin gap difference between them two. The rectification probe needs a clean as well. The seal itself's looking in alright condition. Burner pads though. Yeah, he's made me one, thank you. Loads better. Don't forget your injector needs to go back in there. And a new fibre washer for the when you turn in alternate corners. And then don't forget to torque it up. This is me torquing it up. If you listen, you'll just about hear it. A bit of LDF on that, but that'll only come into operation when the boiler's fired. All that shit will have gone in this condensate trap now, so undo this off and clean it out. And minging. And now I better sort out our FGAs and stuff. Another 70 quid for this one, so what we're on 140 so far. Best show you how to do the air side as well, so that's the air sampling point. On to max rate, and we're looking for 20.6 on the O2. So it's a little bit unusual, the 20.6 thing. Obviously it can be 20.6 and above, but the target number you're looking for is 20.6. When I had another brand of analyzer, it had issues with the O2 sensor, and when I spoke to them, their technical team, they said go and purge it out in fresh air, which you do, and whatever the reading is there, so let's say it's 19.8 outside, as long as it's 19.8 when you tested it at the flue sampling point, you're sound. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but that just proved to me that there was something wrong with the oxygen sensor on the analyzer. Next one is another boiler service on this one. It's going to be 70 quid. Get a state of that. Worcesters are horrendous for blocking the condensate trap up because of the aluminium heat exchangers. But yeah, it's nice and simple to clean out though this. You pull off the little black tube, twist it round like it's wanting to do now, pull it down, we'll go and blast that out under the tap. Can't get to the bottom bit, but believe me, it's a lot better than it was. Unfortunately, on that job, I wanted to film a little bit more for you guys, but my GoPro died, so yeah, that is what it is, unfortunately. I got a little bit, didn't I? I got a little bit. It's only another boiler service. I don't know if I said in the last clip, that's 70 quid. £70 for that, so we're on 210 now. Now, this isn't a boiler service that we're doing, it's changing a basin tap. It's in a drawed vanity unit, which I absolutely hate, because it's going to take me longer to figure out how to get the drawers out than it is to do the actual job. I've supplied the tap. I think I paid 46 quid for the tap from Screwfix. It's going to be 70 quid to change it, and I've said it was £70 for the tap, I think. No, £60 for the tap. So yeah, that's what? Quick maths, Dan, quick maths. 130 quid for this job, minus materials. We're gonna have to minus some stuff. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a maths lesson towards the end of this video to work out how much I've made. But you've got to take into account that if you're not a sole trader and you don't run a business, that isn't what you take home. You've got all sorts of different things to factor in, such as insurances, fuel. Yeah, there's loads to factor in. Jesus Christ, frightened life out of me. There's loads to factor in, but it gives you a rough idea of what we charge as gas engineers up north. There's not actually a great deal up with this tap. It's just gone a bit stiff, and I came a few weeks ago, stripped it to pieces in the hope I had a replacement cartridge in that cartridge pack that I got off eBay, but none of them would fit. So I took that to pieces and silicone greased it up, and it did seem a little bit better. Not fantastic, but not terrible at the same time. However, the customer, as you probably guessed, is of a certain age and she's finding it difficult. It does actually feel like the handle's just gonna fall off any minute. Yeah, bloody drawers, man. Our isolation valves are over there in the corner.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Let's look hard to get these off.
I've come to talk with you again.
Right, I'm doing it basically like this. That was the tap mounts, don't worry. Just got to undo the pipes off it and then we're done. What a bloody joke. Come on, please work. Yes. Go on. World's longest rod as well. Can't get on with them now. It's catching the bloody waste pipe. Probably can't see in there, but I've got the flexes back on, just need to turn the water on. And yeah, do one new tap. One of the hardest ones to install ever, all because of that. Lack of competence from Dan's side, that is. Lack of competence. Should have really changed the waste in that one as well, because it's slightly different chrome, but you can off. Right, next one is another boiler service, but it's a heat only Basin Solo 3, I think it is. It's not the HE version. That was a crap boiler, but mind you, this one's not much better. It's had numerous parts in over the years. I think last year it had a PCB and a gas valve. But so yeah, we'll go and take a look at this one for a service, and then finally the last job is going to be a Basin 830 service, second year service I believe it is. Yeah, and that'll be me done today. For today, I'd had enough of services before I got to this. Basin tap. Get me back to servicing. That was a pain in the ass. An old girl is this one. I don't know if the Basin serial numbers are still the same as they are now. 2002, so 22 years old. 12th month, so December 2002 that should mean. I hate these cases. Bed seals on these are prone to going brittle and cracking, but I have replaced these. That's why they're nice and spongy and thick. And then on this you've got to unplug the fan, and then it should slide out. Unplugging the fan's not the easiest thing in the world, but this is a plug this red adapter like that. The fan, it's the whole bloody controls, it's not just the fan on it. Come on. Oh, I need 2 hands for this. Oh, you bugger. Another biggie with these is this seal at the back. Although it's got dust on it, it is, well, it's getting ready for changing, to be honest. I might have to replace that if I've got one. If not, I'll have to note that down and come back and replace it. It's not in bad condition for 22 years old though. Not bad at all. How's that fly got in? Right, so heat exchangers brushed through, burner cleaned, sump tray cleaned. You can't see because the bloody torch. Not lit yet. There we go. Beautiful. Right, let's get our burner pressure set up. It is actually wrote on here. Right, so burner pressure is 16 millibar plus or minus 0.5. That's our burner pressure. That's our inlet pressure, and that little brass screw there is our adjustment for a burner pressure. So we've got our manometer on now. Let's connect to the app. Fire the boiler up. And we want 15.5 to 16.5. It's just about ramping up on max rate now. I'll take that. It's gonna end up at 16. That's because I've just been peeing around setting it whilst customers stood talking to me. So it was actually on 17, so I just dropped it down a little bit. But yeah, you'd basically just adjust that. So I've just adjusted it now, it's jumping up. I'll just spin it back. Too much, too far. That should do. Right, I'm going to box this off and get to my Basin 800. I've not managed to catch up at all today. Every single customer has been at, whilst you're here, can you just have a look at this? Not really, no. No, I ain't got time. But of course I will. Don't forget to LDF that connection after you remove your manometer. This is my final job of the day. One of my installs is this vertical flue. Plenty spaces for some clamps on it. condensate's not lagged. That's the only thing you could pick up on here, and the fact that for some reason Dan put the MagnaClean so high. However, I'm hoping it's not too high that I have to pull it off. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Just obviously shut off these two valves, get yourself a bucket at the ready, release the pressure, to which I need a bleed key. Release that bloody fit. Release the pressure off this. Just helps to ease open the lid. I've already done part of the service, so it will build up quite a little bit of pressure, unless I've not turned one of them off. Nice, slowing down now. Yeah, to get it in service mode, it's exactly the same as the Baxi Platinums that I've been doing this morning. However, the readings are different. Off the top of my head, it's 8.1, 8.6 on minimum. That's your tolerances, between 8.1 and 8.6. And I think it's 9.3, 8.7 on maximum. I've just had it in the sodding book. Anyway, look in the manufacturer's instructions for your ratios. You need to adjust the gas valve too. Same gas valve as the other one as well, with your minimum and maximum setting under that blue cap. I love these boilers. They're better than the Combi 2 range. That's why I now fit the Platinum Compact, because it is the same boiler. So yeah, but all round, one of my good installs before the day. In fact, no, it wasn't before the days of social media, because it's a year old. I just haven't filmed this for some reason. Don't know, sometimes you're just not in the mood for filming. Don't forget to bleed it afterwards, like I just did, and moved the bucket out of the way and got everywhere soaked. So I had to shut the valves back off. Anyway, this is going to be another 70 quid. Yeah, so what's that going to be? We've done 2, 3, 4, 5 services at 70 quid, which is what, 300. Quick maths. Come on, write in the comments. 350 quid in 7 services. Not 7 services, 5 services. And then the taps, 70 plus 10, 15 quid ish. Didn't make 15 quid on the tap, so yeah, 85 ish for the tap. So 350 plus 85 is 435 quid, give or take. Obviously that's not take home, don't forget all the business, like I said before, the business costs and stuff. But yeah, 435 quid. People will say that's cheap, people will say that's expensive. Let me know in the comments how you'd have priced that. Different if you're VAT registered as well, because all that would have been plus VAT, other than the tap, which is obviously including that, to buy it. Yeah, this is not the type of day that I like. Although it's good money, it's incredibly boring. You're doing the same things over and over and over again. And yeah, it's monotonous. I don't enjoy stuff like this. It doesn't really test the brain. I mean, the most my brain was tested was trying to get them drawers out of that Basin unit, and I failed at that as well. But we still got the job done anyway. I probably could have spent a little bit more time trying to work out how to get it off, but I was getting frustrated. So I reckon I could do it with the drawers in. Let's just do it with the drawers in. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Next time I see a bit of content, it'll be something a bit more spicy, a bit more intricate, and a bit more enjoyable for me to test my mind, and more enjoyable for you, more interesting. I am now rambling. Cut. See you next time.